Parthay Pujita Bhagavata Narayani Swayam Yasena Kratita Puranam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamridavashini Bhagavati Ashtadashadyayini Ambadvam Anusantata Bhagavad Gita Bhagavadveshini.
So, to begin with, mainly addressed to Prashanta. So, the discussion is going to be between Vividisha Sannyasa and Karma Yoga to get our understanding clear, becoming a Vidvat Sannyasi, in the sense, by understanding. So, the scope for discussion is not for already sannyasis in the mattas or whatever, wherever. So, we don't discuss that. We are okay. There are any problems, it is for them. But it is for us to grow. How to grow into sannyasa by understanding, which Swamiji also very beautifully clarified. Nyayasya nitya sannyasi yona dveshti na kamshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhanat pramudhyate. That is the focus. And there again he has made it very clear that nitya sannyasi means not kabhi kabhi sannyasi. Listen, it is not a question of an attire or an ashrama. It is a question of understanding. Because even a sannyasi cannot be nitya sannyasi, cannot be nitya sannyasi in terms of when he is in the world, he will be okay, jadaval lokam acharya, like he will be moving like others. He is not going to go and proclaim every doorstep saying that I am a sannyasi. He is just going to move along with the people when he is in society. And his understanding is sannyasa. So that is the meaning of, that is why he says it is not kabhi kabhi sannyasa. Not kabhi kabhi sannyasa means what? It is not just remaining as a sannyasa in every aspect of the life. No. It is not every aspect of life means what? When you are moving in the world, you have to be one with them. You cannot make yourself counted out and create unease in the society. You should not do that. You have to be saralam, what they say, no? Saralam. You have to be like that. But in your understanding, you will be nitya sannyasi. That is why very beautifully Swamiji said in that lecture, if you remember, that it is not kabhi kabhi sannyasa. Meaning, kabhi kabhi sannyasa means occasionally. No, it's not. It is nitya sannyasa, meaning by understanding. So, that sannyasa is not in the scope of this discussion. Because that he is clear in his life, how he is going to conduct himself, how his understanding is very clear. So, we cannot even know. That is why it says that the second chapter, himself has told, you cannot make out whether he is a nitya sannyasi or not by his nadai vadai bhavane. Don't try to sit judgment on sannyasis who are already there. Now let us look at the whole thing as to how we grow into this understanding. By Bhagavad clearly, beautifully said that Vividisa sannyasa and karma yoga is only a lifestyle, a nishtha that will help us to, because actually it is Advaitam. When there is Advaitam, there is a question of two. Two is not possible. Yes. But here two is mentioned. Vividisha sannyasa and karma yoga. What is the two? The two is only a lifestyle. Lifestyle that will lead us to understanding. Like understanding life completely, it is called sannyasa. By jnana sannyasa, jnana karma sannyasa. So let us look at the whole discussion now. How we are, this is either we are choosing the pure and simple pursuit of pursuing jnanam, or we are doing it along with karma. So in the context of our discussion, basically we are going to do it along with karma. That is why we are in the world. So we are doing it along with karma. So let us look at, and for Arjuna also, that is the focus. As far as the context being there, he is going to insist on karma yoga for Arjuna, very clear. Bhagavan's intention is very clear. And it is also very clear for most people in the world. That is why Gita is beautiful. Upanishad does not give any allowance like that. It says straight away It says straight away the whole objective world is Nitya. So, Putraishanayaha, Vittaishanayaha, Lokeshanayaha, Vittaya, Bhikshacharyam Charanti. Just to keep your body going. Have your understanding is very clear. So, just to keep your body and life going, you take Bhiksha. When you take Bhiksha, naturally you will interact with the world. So that minimum interaction will be there. At that time, you just be Saralama and pointer. So don't try to insist on anything. So that sort of people are totally ruled out of this discussion here. So the other only in terms of how to go about Karma Yoga, how to live our life regularly, even in our satsang. Yesterday I had a camp with satsang with the Japanese people who are here. Yesterday they left. The main question was how to navigate life with this understanding. I told them very clearly that, see, you have to, once this understanding is there, which is not, people are not even exposed to, once you have a Shraddha in this, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. And then the follow-up in the 10.8, you can look at it later. 10.8, Bhagavan says, what it call, this jnanam, he talks about as Bhava Anvita. Bhava Anvita meaning, one more thing also is told. The particular 10.8 you refer to, 10.8 talks about
ரெண்டு இருக்கு கிருஷ்ணகுமார் பிரசாந்த்.
ரெண்டு பேர் லாக் பண்ணி ஒன்று ஃபோன் ஆகும், ஒன்று வேறு ஏதாவது.
Swamiji, actually the previous document.
Okay. I'll come back in a minute, just a minute, wait. Because it's important that I complete that discussion. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam Buddha Bhava Sanvita is the verse, part of the verse in Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Buddha meaning person who understands. Buddha is equal to Jnani. So, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam Buddha Bhava Sammanvita. The Shraddha and the Bhavana in prayers and study, accompanied by conducive lifestyle of austerities, will lead us to reality understanding. That is what. So, the Bhava, first initially it remains as Bhavana. The Bhavana, once the understanding is complete, it becomes Bhava. Bhava means being. This is Buddha Bhava Samanvita, meaning you remain as Purnam. Samyak Anvita means complete understanding. Samyak, complete. Anvita means clear understanding. So, Samyak understanding with understanding, Buddha Bhava Samanvita. That's what Bhagavan says. So that, what do you call? The whole thing fructifies into clarity and understanding. So eventually what is important is understanding that. Understanding is sannyasa. It's not a lifestyle. Lifestyle is only a means. And whether you wear anything, whether you are in any ashrama, any varna, doesn't matter. But understanding is to be clear. And it is, even though we say it doesn't matter, it matters. Your lifestyle matters. In the sense, you have to definitely organize your lifestyle in such a way that you reflect this understanding. You cannot, typically people say, no, I will burn, I will live my life red in night, and during the day I will study. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to have a lifestyle which is conducive to this understanding. So that everyone has to arrange it themselves. That precisely the lifestyle is being talked about here. Karma Yoga versus Vividisha Sannyasa. A bachelor who has taken to complete pursuit of only knowledge, he also, since he has not yet understood, because Veditum Vicha, he has got done, still not, he has got the preliminary understanding, but he has to proceed to complete understanding. Till then, he has to live a life. For that, he has to follow a Karma Yoga, but maybe in a different way compared to a Grahastha or a person who is in the world, society or something. But a person who is in the society, for him everything is ready-madely available. Every morning to evening, he will be doing karma, and he will have to ensure that whatever he does karma as yoga, that it is easy for him actually. So he has to be honest about it. That's all. If you are honest about it, then you will be able to live a life of karma converted into karma yoga, which will help in every step. It will help you to grow in clarity and understanding. Buddha, Bhavana, Samanvita, we will grow into. And the same way for a Vividisha sannyasi, even though he may be in an ashram or somewhere, even if he is isolated himself, he will have internal problems like certain things he has not encountered, he will encounter. That time he has to convert it into a yoga. And then that way also he will grow. That is how the whole discussion is going to be. In that light, we will start the discussion. Yeah.
So verse 4, renunciation is well stated as threefold. Nischayam sriname tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagra trivida samprakirtitaha. Bharata sattama, the most mature of the Bharata family. Tatra, there. Bharata sattama, the most mature of the Bharata family. Tatra, there. Tyage, about this renunciation. Srinu, listen. Me, nischayam, to my ascertained opinion. Purusha vyagra, the tiger among men. Tyagaha, renunciation. Hai, he, indeed. Trividaha, threefold. Samprakirtitaha, well stated.
So the thing is that the opinion means basically Bhagavan is talking about it. So it is not opinion, it is a well ascertained Vachanam, Ishvara Vachanam, you can say that. And then indeed, that is why that indeed is very emphasis, giving the emphasis on well stated Upadesha, the teaching. How is it? Yeah.
Arjuna, the most mature among the Bharata family, the tiger among men, listen to my ascertained opinion about this renunciation. Renunciation is well stated as threefold. Krishna draws Arjuna's attention here, saying, listen, Srinu, because he wants to be understood by Arjuna properly. When there are contentions like this, we have to know what is Bhagavan's ascertained opinion. Nishchaya, because our inquiry has to lead to the truth. It is not like some academic discussions, where we simply state the various contentions without arriving at which one is true. Arjuna is not interested in this. He is not a philosophy student. He is a person who is facing the death. He is interested in how to get rid of this sorrow, his conflict of dharma. For him, what he is listening to has a personal value. So he is not interested in what the others say. He wants the truth. Nor is Krishna interested in telling what others say. He only prefaced his teachings with what others say, knowing that both are right, but not totally right. Both sannyasa and Karma Yoga are equally efficacious in gaining moksha. It all depends on the person who makes his choice.
So whatever applies to Arjuna very much applies to us in this para, whatever he has told. Yeah.
For the person who is not ready for it, who being motivated by fear of doing karma, wants to give it up. Sannyasa is not conducive. Karma implies a lot of effort. You have to get up early in the morning, take a bath, and collect all the materials to perform the daily karma. Why talk of ritualistic karma? Even ordinary daily chores are not easy. Getting up in the morning and shaving every day is not an ordinary thing. Then you have to make sure your clothes are properly laundered, that the shirt you wear is pressed, and you have to do this every day. What you wore yesterday, you cannot wear again today. It is all a nuisance. You have to catch the bus and it is bulging with passengers, or you have to start the car, but if it is winter, first you have to clear the snow, etc. If there is no work, however, you will be free of all this. As a sannyasi, you have no wife or children, no obligations. Everything is given up totally. That seems to be the easiest way because you need not do anything. There is no job to go to, nothing to be done, no karma like Agnihotra, which has to be done at a specified time. So you can get up any time in the morning. You can get up at 11:30 and convert breakfast into a brunch. Or you can go to somebody's place and get some bhiksha. And it will not take you time to get ready because you need not shave and all your clothes are the same. So you need not match anything. So sannyasa is the easiest life. That is moha, delusion.
So this thinking is moha. You cannot look at it like that. Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah.
If out of fear of doing karma, a person gives up naimittika karma, he has not accomplished anything. We have to understand that karma is not to be given up out of delusion, moha,
Mohat anatyajyam. Mohat anatyajyam means by delusion you cannot give up karma. Yeah.
Bhagavan's vision is going to be told here, for which he quotes Arjuna's attention. He wants him to understand definitely, Nishchayam, what he has to say with reference to this renunciation, Tatra Tyage. He addresses Arjuna as Bharata Sattama, the most mature among the members of the Bharata family. By asking for this knowledge, Arjuna shows his maturity. Duryodhana did not ask. Even though he also faced all the people in the battlefield, he did not have the problem that Arjuna had because he did not have Arjuna's compassion. Arjuna was mature and thus Krishna calls him Bharata Sattama. He also calls him Purusha Vyagra, a tiger among men, meaning the one who is fearless. Krishna tells Arjuna here that Tyaga is threefold, Trivida. How do we know? It is well said, Samprakirtita in the Gita. Shankara reminds us here that this threefold Tyaga is only for the one who does not know the self and is supposed to do karma. Only for him is a threefold renunciation possible. Not for the one who has the vision of Atma. The person who is qualified to do karma has to know the nature of the renunciation of karma.
So that is why we should not, when we go through this, we should not say, don't know that Patadipati, that person does not follow this thing, you should not compare because he is not in the scope of this discussion. One who has got the vision of Atma is not being discussed here. Yeah.
I will read it.
Okay.
Verse 5.
Clear, Swamiji, clear. This is clear. What you said is clear.
Verse 5. Yajnadana tapah karma natyajyam karyamev tat yajnyodanam tapashchiva pavanani manishinam. Yajnadana tapah karma. An action that is ritual, charity, or voice is there clear?
Yeah.
Ritual, charity, or religious discipline. That tyajyam is not to be given. Tat, that,
Given up. Not to be given up.
not to be given up. Yeah. Tat, that. Karyam eva is indeed to be done. Yajnaha, ritual. Dhanam, charity. Tapascha, and religious discipline. Manishina, for those who are capable of discriminative thinking. Pavanani eva, are purifying indeed. An action that is a ritual, charity, or religious discipline is not to be given up. That is indeed to be done. That is indeed to be done. Ritual, charity, and religious discipline are indeed purifying for those who are discriminative. The karmas in the form of ritual, charity, and religious discipline, yajna, dana, tapah, karma, are not to be given up. Na tyajyam. This is Bhagavan's contention. Yajna is the daily ritual worship to the gods, and any similar form of prayer. Dana is giving appropriately at the right time and place. Tapas is any form of religious discipline. None of them should be given up. On the other hand, the kind of karma is to be done.
This kind of karma is to be done.
This kind of karma is to be done. Karya. Why? Because it is capable of purifying the antakarna, the mind of those who are discriminative. Manishinam.
Manishinam meaning manana shila. A person who has got a good disciplined mind. So he is called discriminative manishinam. Yeah.
This qualification has to be made because yajnadana tapak karma need not bring about antakarna suddhi. If you are interested in any form, any other result, they can produce some kind of antakarna shuddhi because they are religious karmas, but definitely not the kind of antakarna shuddhi which is the basis for moksha. If the person is interested in something else, for people who are not interested in any other karma phala except antakarna shuddhi, these karmas become a means for self-purification.
Yeah, very beautiful. See, what is done is not important. How much of charity you do is not important. How you do is not. That's all purely what available the Lokika and arrangement, everything. But whole thing is out of bhavana. What sort of a bhavana and attitude and what sort of a sankalpa, meaning how you look at the whole thing. Whether it is for antakarna shuddhi, why you need antakarna shuddhi? Because I want chitta naischalyam and chitta ekagrata. Why I want chitta naischalyam, chitta ekagrata? Because I want to study. What I want to study? I want to understand my reality as the Atma Jnanam, Brahma Jnana, whatever you call it. That is my objective. For that only I am doing all these karmas with the proper attitude so that my antakarna will be ready for that. If that is the way you are looking at it, then these are all to be done in that fashion. If you do it as part of your regular life, Laukika life or Vaidika life, you will get punya and accordingly you will get it later. Or some benefit can come Drishtapala. Okay, as you are doing it with a lot of Shraddha, since you Kayena Vacha Manasin, that during the period of that particular ritual, you will have some sense of satisfaction. The Drishtapalam also will be there. There is some other Drishtapalam in terms of punya and all that. That will also come later. But that will be purely, it will not be conducive if you have no sankalpam in terms of antakarna shuddhi and pursuit of what you call ekagrata and the chitta naischalyam. If that is not your objective, then that sort of phalam automatically will not be there because your prayojanam is purely incumbent upon the shraddha with which you do, sankalpa with which you do. So the same karma will keep you in samsara if you do it with the other attitude. If you do it with the attitude of antakarna shuddhi, chitta naischalyam and chitta ekagrata, it will lead you to moksha. That will help you to understand what all we have gone through in the last 17 chapters. So both have to be very clearly understood. That is how we have to look at this, so that yajna, dana, tapa, karma is needed for both. And people generally, 99% of the society, they are not interested in moksha and all that, because they have not been even apatata jnanam, even familiarity may not be there. We are just doing it as a good karma and dharmic life. That's fine. That will perhaps give them some Mishra grace, and they will be able to keep peace of mind because they are doing that. So eventually it will raise the question in their mind what it is, what life is all about and all that. Then they will, when they do this karma, they will do it with a different shraddha. Different shraddha meaning for antakarna shuddhi. Then the same karma will benefit them in that direction. So it's all purely how you look at the whole thing. That is how you have to understand this. Yeah.
Verse 6. In the next verse, he clarified this. Etan yapitu karmani sangam tyaktva phalani cha kartavyaniti me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Partha, oh son of Partha, oh son of Prita,
Yeah.
But etani karmani api, but even these actions, sangam, attachment, phalani cha, and the result, tyaktva, giving up, kartavyani, ought to be done. Iti me, this is my nishchitam, clear, uttamam, proper, matam, vision. But even these actions ought to be done, giving up giving up attachment and giving up the results. This is my clear, proper vision, Arjuna.
Giving up the results meaning giving up the attachment towards the results. It should not be, the results will be there, but your focus is not on the results. Whatever comes, that's it. But your focus on doing it, that is why Bhagavan Shankara also he says, the whole thing is prayojanam. Prayojanam means as I do it, I get a certain mental capability in terms of antakarna shuddhi, in terms of chitta naischalyam, chitta ekagratam. So my quality of my mind improves. That is called the maturity. That improves. That is drishtapalam. Right now, as you do it with the proper attitude, you get it. So the results is not itself in your mind at all, but results will be there. But you don't have it in your scope of thinking also. That is why he says giving up the results. Yeah.
These three, yajna, dana and tapas, are nitya, naimitya karmas. Dana can be a daily karma or a naimitya karma. All three are capable of purification, but there is one thing you must note here. Even these karmas, etani karmani, in order to be, means for self-purification, have to be done with a certain attitude. Attachment, sangha, is sangha to ahankara. Sangha to ahankara.
Yeah, the attitude is they are to be done. That is done. See, I am doing the thinking kuda irukakudadu. Even that I am doing, even that should not be there. In the sense that itself will happen only when there is a value for something, an I, which is beyond the scope of ahankara. Otherwise, all of us will do with I don't know about an I which is other than ahankara. How do I going to give it up? So basically this to be done, they have to be done kartavyani without any attachment to ahankara means you are already a mumukshu, meaning you are already looking for that shreyas which Arjuna is seeking. I am looking for that shreya. I am not interested in this aham mama buddhi. I am interested in shreyas which is the ultimate palam. So that sort of an initial understanding, Shraddha should be there. Shraddhavan you should be. Then only you will be able to do it as purely for self-purification. That is what he is emphasizing. That is how it has to be done. Yeah.
Attachment, sangha to ahankara is to be given up. The attitude is they are to be done. Kartavyani, it is given to me to perform these rituals. If I were ill, I could not do them, and therefore that I can perform them. Therefore, that I can perform them is given.
So even that he says is a great grace by whatever you have earned the grace that you are able to do all the to be done karmas without getting ill or without getting into any problem and all that. Even that is a grace. That even that should be in your mind when you are performing it.
Hello?
Read.
Yes,
These karmas.
These karmas are enjoined by the Vedas and ought to be done for my purification, my growth, and the results, palanicha, are also to be given up for any meritorious action. There is an enjoyable result, like heaven. But if there is no thought that I will gain heaven or earn some punya, then pala is given up.
Yeah, he is explaining that. Yes.
Only then do they become means for self-purification. Besides other duties involved in day-to-day life, these yajna, dana and tapas are duties to be performed by me. No matter what happens, I don't stop my daily prayers. This is my vision, my matam, Bhagavan says. And what kind of vision? It is not a vague vision, but a clear vision. Nishchitam matam, and it is proper and final. Final uttamam, it is proper and final. Uttamam. These karmas are the cause for antakarna shuddhi, and therefore they have to be performed. Some people read etani karmani to mean kamya karmas. That kamya karmas is daily karma.
No. Kamya karma means the same thing you do with the idea that if I do this, I will get punyam. People will appreciate me. All that we have seen before. Rajas, tamas. If I am doing it, I am better off than the next guy who is not doing it. I am doing it for my prestige, or I am doing it for getting punyam to go to Swarga. If these are all the way in which it is done, your Agnihotra, Dana, Dhamma, Karma, and all, if you do it with that way, they are called Kamya Karmas, meaning result-oriented karmas. So nothing wrong in that. But you can do that. But it is not going to help you to gain Antakarna Shuddhi and all. So the focus is different. That is why Shankara says, because it is not going to help you to grow into a mature person and all that. That is why he says. It is not criticized for people, normal people who want to do it, they can do it. There is nothing wrong with that. But here it is criticized, the focus is on Antakarna Shuddhi, it doesn't work that way. What he says. Yeah.
Swamiji, I have one question, not in this context, different. This concept of the four divisions, Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Sudras and all, and their duties, this has come from, this is defined in Vedas, Karma Kanda or Manusmriti?
Manusmriti only, initially Manusmriti, and picked up Veda, the Upanishads and all that, they picked it up. Even Upanishad talks about Varnashrama Dharma, but it is picked up. Like even that there are a lot of things, the Upa and the other Vedas. Vedas means 6 Sanghas are there. So they pick up definitely some Nyaya, some Nirukta, all they pick it up and put it in the Upanishad sometimes. So Manusmriti was defined Varnashrama Dharma in a very elaborate manner. Then they have picked it up and put it here as Varnashrama Dharma. So it is coming from Manusmriti only, no doubt. But not the Manusmriti of today's Manusmriti. Initial Manusmriti is supposed to be very less in number. Thereafter, a lot of things they have added. Not now, 1,000 years back, which are all creating problems. So, the Manusmriti is much more earlier than that, 5,000 like before. Original Manusmriti is called Prachinam. What we are now dealing with is only Arvachinam. It all happened in the last 2,000 years in competing with other religions and all that. So, a lot of corruption has happened. So, the Manusmriti which they are quoting, what they are quoting and which they are quoting, you have to see. Original, there is no, we have seen also, Guna Karma Vibhaga Saha, not by birth. You are not entitled to be called a Brahmana by birth. It is by Guna Karma Vibhaga Saha. That is how original Manusmriti talks about. So, in that aspect, every thinker is a Brahmana. Anyone who thinks in terms of looking at the higher understanding of life is a Brahmana. Thinker, basically, it's a thinker. And the right thinker only for the purpose of understanding the metaphysical reality of life. He is a thinker. He is referred to as Brahmana. Yeah.
Manusmriti precedes Vedas or
no, it's all very all ancient equally. Like Vedas, they are also ancient, but we don't know. It can be 10,000 years, 20,000 years. We don't know really. That is why it's called Anadi. Manusmriti also is Anadi only. And only that later people kept on adding it. Like even Mahabharata started with 25,000 verses. Today there is 1 lakh verses. But it's all has been added somewhere in between. They will say Vyasa, Vyasa, Vyasa. There have been 25 Vyasas. Vyasa is only a surname. Veda Vyasa is only one Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. So many Vyasas Acharyas might have come generation wise. So anyone puts as a Vyasa and adds something in Mahabharata. Even Ramayana is corrupted. There is no Uttara Ramayana where Sita is into Bharat and all that. It is all not authentic Ramayana. So all those problems are there. So Manusmriti, original Manusmriti is very easily explainable. That is purely Varnashrama Dharma based on Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. By your understanding of life, Guna and Karma, what you do, and only. Not because of you are born in a Brahmin family, can be called a Brahmana. That is all later thinking. That is not correct. That is only the great problem in the society. And people have lost faith in Manusmriti and all that. Yeah.
Swami, then there are two things I have doubt. This Purana Manusmriti, you said Purana Manusmriti and Navina Manusmriti. Purana Manusmriti precedes Vedas or not? That's one question. Second is Vedas also, Karma Kanda, the 4 divisions are mentioned. The 4,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have picked it up from Manusmriti only, the original Manusmriti. The 4 this thing, it is there. The 4 Vedas, Karma Kanda, what? Karma. Vedas, 99% is only Karma. Meant for all these Varnashramas and all that. So only 1% is Upanishad. So having done all that, in spite of all the Manusmriti following that and all that, Nirveda Maya, you find that in spite of all that, Karma Doshavat. Karma Doshavat meaning there can be 2 meanings. Only is Karma means Dosha will be there. It cannot be a perfect karma, it's not going to be a perfect dharma, there will be some adharma, some punya, papa. That means what? Samsara will continue. In spite of you are doing all your karma with all the shraddha, but samsara will continue. Second thing is, karma is doshavat is what you call. It says karma means dosham straight away. It says doshavat means it's only like. So it doesn't really, because it is why, then again, then why it is told, they will say, why karma is stipulated. Karma is not mandated in Shastra. Karma, if you think that you are a karta, to keep you going in the same manner, they have provided. So it's kahamaha ejeta. Okay, like here also, yajna, dana, tapas, all that you do, these are all the stipulations. Why? If you do it with properly, you will get the Madhustam Punya and better birth. If you do it with the right attitude, it may help you to get again Antakarma Suddhi and Chitta Ekdharvata. So this is only an upaya. It is not the be all and end all. Karma is not the be all and end all. If you do it as a yoga, it may help you to grow. The ultimate objective of a human life is to grow into understanding, not to keep doing karma and doing punya and go back to Swarga, somewhere come back, again continue with samsara. No, not for that purpose. That is what is told in the only the tiny part of the Veda, that is called Vedanta. So only when you do and you get the proper exposure because of your doing karma properly, Ishvara Anugraha Deva, Pumsam Advaita Vasana. You get the Ishvara Anugraha, Atma Anugraha, Guru Anugraha, and Guru comes and tells you, this is not the way in which you live your life. You grow, you try to understand what is the reality of life. Then you get a Shraddha in that. Then you want to pursue that. Then you do the same karma for you to grow into a richer person so that you get an antakarana which will help you to study further and understand what is the tatparyam behind life. What is the desa kala vastu aparichinnam the atma is your reality. It has nothing to do with the karma because it's not a thing. What you can do with that? So that is your reality. From that only the whole life has originated. So you are the reality from which the whole life has originated. That is the Vedanta's subject matter. That you have to understand, and once you understand, you are Vidvat Sannyasi. Okay, you know the clarity, you have got the clarity in life. Everything else, all other props, including karma, you automatically they go out of your life. Like Utteshanaya, Lokeshanaya, Vittaya, Luchacharyam Charanti. Then that person is not going to be discussed in this chapter. He says, so the very clear prelude Bhagavan has already given. That person who has understood and the whole reality of life is not in the scope of the discussion. So here now what we are discussing is only people who are still want to gain maturity for becoming Antakarana Shuddhi, or who are want to do this karma to go to various lokas, Brahma lokas, Varta loka, and keep coming back, gain some punya, live a good life out there and come back. So both are available, these karmas are available. But it all depends on, now that we are discussing in the 18th chapter, since we have discussed already 17th chapter, Arjuna's question and all that, Bhagavan assumes that you are interested in only Antakarana Shuddhi. So he is not talking about these karmas for phalam's sake. That's what he is making it very clear. That's why he says, it is my clear vision. So we have to focus on that rather than go back and thinking that Manusmriti, what they said, whether it is that. No, that's not in our scope of discussion. We are not thinking in that direction. That's what I am trying to say.
Yeah, so some people are asking
Some
this
people
question.
we are not
Suddenly I didn't thought of it.
We are not interested in some people. We are interested in us. That some
Right.
people is a problem. I'm telling you. Some people doesn't work pursuit. This is purely an individual pursuit. If you have the Shraddha, you have to pursue this and make it real for you. That's why I'm telling you. Those are all extraneous discussions, which perhaps was okay in the earlier chapters. But now we are coming to the 18th chapter. We have to focus on what Bhagavan says. And we have to look at the vivaksha of the Gita. We are not looking to validate what I have in mind. I am looking at what Bhagavan has to say. What is his vivaksha? What is the direction which he is focusing? We have to go along with him and try to understand. Then only this will make sense to us. Okay.
So, Swamiji, then I think another round of Bhagavad Gita from the beginning.
Yeah,
we were discussing that.
What Bhagavan assumed you gone through 13 chapters. When you are talking about the Shraddha, he is thinking that he is gone through the 15 chapters. When he talks about Om Tat Sat, he says that we have already understood the first 14 chapters, like that. So we have to go through it again. I agree, fully agree. But as long as we are, the sense, like in titration, I know that you a bit of chemistry, all of us know. Say yes. There used to be called concordant values. Concordant values ஒரே எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் 3 தடவை பண்ணி 3லயும் இது கரெக்ட்டா வேல்யூ வருதோ அதான் அந்த வேல்யூ ஆஃப் தி டைட்ரேஷன். But professor in the St. Joseph's College, head of the department of chemistry called K.R. Subramaniam, if I am you, I will not look for concordant values. I will do it once, first time right, and I will say this is the value. I will not keep on repeating. Yeah, that means you are not sure about your method. Okay. You are not sure about your solution. Concentrating. So, the charbak, once I do 3 or 4 times, at least 3 will come out correct. So, that is a very wrong way of approaching, he says. He will always say, one time you do and give me the perfect value. You must be confident that way. So, going through Gita repeatedly for 30 years also does not help.
Yes.
You have to do it first time right. Okay. Now that you are telling in the 18th chapter, next time at least you do it right. Very important. That is how I'm just sharing my understanding. Yeah, let's continue.
Swamiji, concordant values also, we won't get any concordant result. First,
all the result,
second, third, different.
Concordant values, even though it is a valid method, but that is only for the person who is not very sure of. Person who does once properly will get it perfectly, and that is the value, and you will have to proceed with that. So in the same way, you have to understand, as we read it, as we study it, you must have that build up that having now that he is talking about how we have to look at the whole karma, even while doing the karma, we must have that Shraddha all the time. The sankalpa should be for only Antakarana Shuddhi, not for putra labham, kar labham, bangla labham and all that. All karma, however sincerely you do with all the dakshina and all the samagri, do it only for the purpose of Antakarana Shuddhi. If that viveka is there, then this will help. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
Swamiji, just a doubt here. See, sometimes before, that you asked to read Sundaragandam for certain, to get certain results. It may be job, it may be
so some are there. Even that here also he says, we can do that. You are fully free to do that. There is nothing wrong in that. But it doesn't help in this understanding. The understanding of the reality, it's not a moksha bhavana, it doesn't help. Okay, you may say that if I do it, some grace will come, it will help me to grow. That is okay. That will take its own time and space. We don't know. But when we know very clearly, this is only meant for Antakarana Shuddhi. Any ritual, whatever we do, any chanting, Kayena Vacha Manasa, every time our focus should be on this. Then that automatically, since your focus is on that, the Prayojanam will give you. When you are asking for Antakarana Shuddhi, you will get Antakarana Shuddhi. When you ask for Moksha Palam, Swarga Palam, naturally you will be interested in the Swarga Palam, the Karata Pandena, Ella Samagrila Karata. People, even in the temples, I see, people are worried about in the Pade Karata Katnoma, in the Abhishek Karata Pandama, the Prisit Pandama, they are all fighting. I am right now seeing people fighting. Karata Pandla, people of Panjil Palmutaga, Sutu Praharatala Pandama. They are all sincere people. But they are more interested in getting that palam of 5 liter puna 5 liter kana palam kadikinu anake. Very important. So it's all vyavaharam, it's all transactional worship. Doesn't help.
So suppose
Antakarana Shuddhi.
no, suppose even if people tell you like that, if you recite only with for Antakarana Shuddhi, will that also yield good results like and the
Correct. Yeah, that is why it's not a question of what others say. It is a question of how our Shraddha is. That is why finally it is up to us to make something out of it. Yeah.
Some people read Ekani Karmani to mean Kamya Karmas. This reading is criticized by Shankara here, and he makes it clear that Etani Karmani means Yajna, Dana and Tapas. If someone is interested in Karma Phala, he will get punya, not Antakarana Shuddhi. How will he get out of the world of raga, the hold of raga and dosha, sorry.
Dvesha. Raga and Dvesha like some samsara basically. Yeah.
Raga and Dvesha, when the very karma he does is prompted by raga and Dvesha.
Exactly. See, it is not because Bhagavan says Raga Dvesha will keep you in some. No, you yourself, your own focus is on Raga and Dvesha. That means what? Something plus will be there, something minus will be there, very karma. So you will not be having the full satisfaction. So you will not have the full satisfaction, that is Raga is not fulfilled. Or because you are not able to get full satisfaction, you will blame somebody. You will blame the priest, or you will blame the fellow who gave you the materials. Somebody or other you will blame. So you will have Dvesha. So every raga will be having some dvesha. And when you have raga and dvesha, you will continue to be in samsara. However good you are doing the karma, your focus is on raga and dvesha, you will be in raga and dvesha. It is not that Bhagavan is cursing you or something. Bhagavan says your focus is on raga and dvesha, naturally you will get raga and dvesha. That is samsara. That is what he says. That is why the focus should not be on that he says. Yeah.
Every action that he performs is meant to produce a given result whereby he thinks he is going to be better off, and thus he gets rid of desire only by fulfilling it. But what happens by fulfilling a desire? You only want a repeat performance. In the wake of a fulfillment of the desire, there was sukha, and just to get back same sukha, you want to repeat the course of action that led to it. Naturally, you have to do it again. Or if the desire was fulfilled but did not produce sukha, you find that the desire begins to wane. Yeah, and if you got the opposite result, you have an aversion, a dvesha, which is another form of desire. The pain is so great that you do not want to try it again. When do you fulfill a particular desire completely? More often, in the fulfillment of any desire, a few more desires are left behind. No raga just goes away without leaving progeny. And if even yajna, dana and tapas are done in order to get some results, how are you going to get rid of the hold of raga dvesha? There is no way you can do it, because you are doing the wrong thing. And without getting rid of the hold of raga dvesha, there is no antakarana shuddhi. Therefore, even these karmas have to be done, have to be given up, giving up the phala.
Have to be done giving up the phala. But focus should not be so much on your phala. Pala will be anywhere there, whether you like it or not. The phenomenal world will keep giving you pala all the time. But your focus, you are not interested in that. Let it happen. That is all happening in Ishvara Sannidhanam. That's why it's called in Ishvara Sannidhanam, whatever happens, happens. Your focus is on your understanding of the whole thing. So you are not bothered about the pala. That's what he says. Yeah.
More often, in the fulfillment of any desire, a few more desires are left behind. No raga just goes away without leaving progeny. And if even yajna, dana and tapas are done in order to get some results, how are you going to get rid of the hold of raga dvesha? There is no way you can do it because you are doing the wrong thing. And without getting rid of the hold of raga dvesha, there is no antakarna shuddhi. Therefore, even these karmas have to be done giving up the pala. Then alone they become the cause of antakarna shuddhi.
Then only they become the cause for antakarna shuddhi. Yeah.
Then alone they become the cause for antakarna shuddhi. This is Bhagavad Gita's Bhagavan's final conclusion, and there is no doubt about the fact that yajna, dana and tapas should not be given up unless you have antakarna shuddhi. Unless you have been freed from the hold of raga dvesha, you can give up all karmas and do whatever you like. Your prarabdha karma will take care of you. If you feel like giving up all karmas, there is no problem. Sannyasa will stick to you, but you cannot give them up just because they are painful. Giving up the painful and going for the pleasant is not, in the end, a pleasant thing because there is no antakarna shuddhi.
Yeah, very clear.
Swamiji, see, we go to the temple to perform Abhishekam. Now they are saying Raga Dvesha, that's why I'm asking. And that priest, nowadays they don't do properly, they just...
Yeah, right now I'm seeing, I've gone in the morning, morning one puja they did, early morning Dhanuр Masa puja, regular puja. And then somebody has given special puja with a lot of money and all that. Now they are doing it again. I went there, they were fighting. Then I came back. I have told them long back, don't fight in the temple. I don't want any fight in the temples. Whatever you do, Bhagavan knows better. You're going to accept everything. You are doing it only for your Shraddha. There is no scope for fighting in temples.
So we give a lot of money. See, they're asking us to pay 1,000 rupees for one Abhishekam. But they're not doing it properly. So at that time, although we may not fight there, but we don't have a good feeling. We feel that...
Yes, good feeling because you gave the dana, the 1,000 rupees, for getting a good feeling. Right? Exactly. You are not giving it for Ishvara Arpana Buddhya, Prasad Buddhya, no. They want to have a good feeling. So that itself, the wrong start, is not going to give you a right result.
No, I am asking you, sir, instead of doing it in the temple, I always feel...
Whatever way you do it only if your focus is only on Antakarna Shuddhi, whatever it is, Pushpam, that is why the Pushpam, Payam, Toyam, all what he says, Bhagavan. Do it with that Shraddha. Like either you do it, just give it and forget it. Okay, I have got not an opportunity to give, I have got the money and giving it. Let them make use of it in Bhagavan's grace. And leave it at that.
So however they do, we just accept and come back.
Yes. Because our interest is, focus is on Antakarna Shuddhi. That is the thing. That's what he is saying, trying to say here. Very clearly he says. Yeah.
Swamiji, many times we also feel bad that I gave 10,000 rupees and he is not allowing me to stand in the front.
Yeah. That's all Pala Asankya. That is all part of because the whole thing is, that will be there. There is nothing wrong in that. Bhagavan does not say it is wrong. But only that much palam you will have. Whatever palam you are asking for, usme plus minus to hoga hi. You will be raga dvesha. That is why he says every raga has got dvesha and every dvesha has got some raga. You will get 10,000 rupees, you will measure it along with the quality of darshan you get. Actually, it will be plus minus will be there. Because it's all mithya, it's all changing. No, it's all. You must be able to see that. The value of it, you must be able to see. Then only you will be able to get out of that result orientation asanka, pala asanka, the attachment towards yourself, all those things will drag you into samsara, not help you to come out of samsara. That's what he's trying to say. That's why we have to be alert, very alert in whatever we do.
So whatever is done, we have to just accept. That will give you prasannada.
Yeah, because not because it is mandated by Bhagavan here. Because that is how
Yeah,
I
I understand.
Important.
Swamiji, in Tirupati, while standing in the queue and having darshan, when we go near the deity, nobody will get satisfaction because they push you, pull you, drag you and all.
That is true, no?
Once you come out of the temple, you get full satisfaction, irrespective of what you see inside. I'm talking about Tirupati only, not about other things, because other temples we have good darshan.
That is why he is saying this. He has only mentioned Yajna, Dana, Tapas because the standard Vedika karmas of those periods. Now he doesn't know what in this 2025 how popular worshipping Bhagavan. If Bhagavan comes to know, perhaps he would have really never started giving Gita. He would have given something else.
So that's why. And actually, Mr. Kumar.
What you are following is not a true religion. It's all a mass religion. Janaranjakamana religion. And the Halatula, only the 5, what do you call it? Panchabhutas were worshipped. The sun is always available for worship. What is the problem? You don't need to pay 1,000 rupees and go and stand in a queue. Every day morning, beautifully sun is there. How many people look at the sun even? I don't know. Sun is there, moon is there.
Yes.
Any river water is there. Not necessarily only to Kaveri or Ganga. Any river that is flowing by, any running water. Everything is Bhagavan only. If you can do that beautifully, then your prayer is always available. But we are looking for some, it's all unfortunate. That is why, for even to think in that direction, some help, some, what do you call, good satsanga is needed. And you have to develop a value for it, slowly and steadily. Even this going and worshipping an idol is slowly you must be able to. That's why a lot of people, even Kumar might be knowing, a lot of people in even our own younger good days, nobody used to go regularly, so clamoring for going to Srirangam and all that. One day we will go, that's all. There are a lot of Vedikas who were happy with doing the puja at home. They will never go anywhere. They are Nitya Naimitika Karma, they will do it properly. They will take care of their cow, they will do their Agnihotra, they will do their puja panaskara. People will come and see them. They will never go. And once in a rare while they may go to some temple. That's all. Because temple going has become a fad later. One is because to avoid one's own guilt. I am not doing anything, I don't do it properly.
Yes.
Okay, if I go and do some 1,000 rupees there, perhaps some of the Papa will get rid of. That is how it all started. Now it is all proliferating. It's all become more commercial also. It's gone into a very different spin. That's the problem. But here what he is talking about, who are doing this karma with Shraddha. Here this Yajna, Dana, Tapas, Agnihotra and all that, people who are doing with proper Shraddha, the Vedikas, who are doing at home also, if they are looking for punya, they are mistaken, he says. And they should more Antakarana Shuddhi, then grow into understanding what Veda Anta, Vedas have to be crossed and Veda Anta you have to come to. For that purpose only I am doing this. That is for typical Vedikas. He is not talking about today's people. Arjuna is talking about who is sitting in the chariot and facing a war situation. And in spite of living a dharmic life otherwise, throughout his life. So that is what we have to put ourselves into that. You have to be in that situation. You are in a do or die situation. I want to understand life thoroughly, how I do my karma. That is how our focus should be. So that is what we are talking about. That is the way we look at this whole thing. The one verse is already started like that. Then again he will explain further. Then the same thing, whatever we have discussed now, Tamas Tyaga, Rajasa Tyaga, எப்படி பண்றோம் சேம் கர்மா எப்படி எல்லாம் பண்றோம் அப்படிங்கறத அவர் நெகட்டிவா முதல்ல சொல்லி then he will come to positive எப்படி பண்ணணும். We'll see that. Yeah. So
verse 7. Therefore Bhagavan says,
we'll stop.
Yeah.
Just read the verse and we will read up.
Yeah, read.
Verse 7. Therefore Bhagavan says, Niyatasya sanyasa karmano nopapadyate moha tasya parityagas तामस परिकीर्तितः
मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः. He says, even if you leave all the karmas and all that because of some delusion, it is equal to tamasa tyaga written. So you very careful, even giving up, doing as another thing. Yeah.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. गुरुभ्यो नमः.
हरि ओम.